Hi there music fans, hi there Shadows fans, and welcome to another one of my polls, another top 10. And today I'd like to give you my favourite Brian Bennett tunes from the Shadows, my top 10 favourite tunes that Brian Bennett wrote during his career and with the Shadows. And yeah, Brian was originally part of the Tony Sheridan trio. Then he joined Marty Wild's Wildcats. He was a drummer on all Marty's big hits, including Teenager Love, Danny, Sea of Love, Bad Boy. And then Marty started making movies in the about 1960. He went to make a movie, and Brian Bennett, with the Wildcats, backed Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent on stage, which I'd say was absolutely amazing. And while they were still with the Wildcats. And in 1962, he was asked to join the Shadows when Tony Meehan left, and he's been with the Shadows ever since. And Bruce Welch still makes a joke to say that he's the newest member of the Shadows, but he's been with them since 1962, and he's written some incredible drum solos, some great tunes for the Shadows over the years. So here's my top 10. I haven't done a Brian Bennett poll before. I wanted to give Brian a shout out because I did a few videos of Hank Marvin related videos. I did some Bruce Welch related videos and some Jet Harris, and I've never done a Brian Bennett, so this is my first one, and it's my top 10 favourite Shadows tracks by Brian Bennett. So number 10, I have Captain Haddock Is Missing, and that came, the first time I heard that was on a video I had of a live concert from, I think, 1989 or 1990, 1989 I think. I think it was the same year as Cliff's event. And yeah, absolutely fantastic VHS. I now have it on DVD. It's still a fantastic concert to watch. And in that show, Brian does a fabulous, one of the highlights of that show is Brian's fabulous drum solo with a track that he wrote called Captain Haddock Is Missing. Absolutely fantastic. Number 9, I have 4th Street, which is a piano number that Brian wrote, and it featured on Shadows Music, the album Shadows Music. And yeah, Brian plays piano on it as well as drums, and absolutely fantastic track. I absolutely love it. It goes to show he's not just a fantastic drummer, he's absolutely fantastic pianist as well. And yeah, so number 8, I had to include this one because I wanted to give this tune a shout out because I've absolutely loved this tune since I was a little kid, and it's What a Lovely Tune. And it was featured on the B side of Guitar Tango. And it's a lovely little tune. Brian wrote it with Hank and Bruce, but I wanted to give it a shout out in Brian's top 10 because he does the narration on the song absolutely fantastic in a kind of Noel Coward kind of Goons way, and it's a great comedy record, and I absolutely love it. What a lovely tune. So, and it's one of them tunes when I was listening, I listened to it a couple of weeks ago in the car on the way to work. And it's one of them Shadows tunes, which happens with a lot of Shadows tunes, that you can't get out of your head once you've heard it once that day. I think the whole time I was in work, I'd done the 10-hour shift, and that whole 10-hour shift, I had that What a Lovely Tune in my head, the little tune that's in the background of Brian's fantastic narration. So What a Lovely Tune I have as number 8. Number 7 comes from a very underrated Shadows album called Specs Appeal from the 70s. Absolutely love that album. It features a lot of vocal tracks and some instrumentals, and this is an instrumental written by Brian, and it's called Colorado Songbird. Absolutely love that track. So, at number 6, I have the drum number, absolutely fantastic. Came from the short film that the Shadows did in the 60s called Rhythm and Greens. And yeah, just a fantastic drum number, as the title suggests. Number 5, I don't know whether a lot of people would have this, but during the 70s and 80s, Brian was writing a lot of music for television and film. And he did one track for a TV show that the Shadows recorded in the 80s, and it was called Pulaski. Absolutely fantastic record, absolutely love it. And Brian wrote that one for the TV show. I'd never seen the TV show. And still to this day, I've never seen the TV show. But the track is still a standout. It was the first ever single that I ever bought for the Shadows. I know a lot of Shadows fans date back to the 60s and they bought all them original big hits they had. But Pulaski is the first single that I bought. I still remember the single. I have it in my mom's house. I don't have it here. It's like a Cadillac car on the sleeve of the cover. Absolutely love that track, Pulaski. So number 4, I have a track that comes from Dance with the Shadows, one of my favourite Shadows albums of all time. Absolutely love that album. And Brian wrote a fantastic track on that album called French Dressing, which I absolutely love. Great track, French Dressing, number 4. Number 3, I have Big B. Absolutely fantastic track. Again, absolutely love it. And number 2, I have a track that I had on one of the first albums I ever bought. It was called Stepping Into the Shadows. But as I said in my previous poll, I never really gave the new material a chance when I was younger in my teenage years. And only later, when I listened back to some of these albums, some of the original stuff on them albums was absolutely incredible. And this track was featured on the Shadows' final tour. On the final tour, back in 2004, absolutely, it opened the second half and it's called Mountains of the Moon. What a track. Absolutely fantastic. Standout moment in the show as well. And as for that concert, my number 1 is one of the biggest highlights of the Shadows final tour as well. And it's the classic Little B. Absolutely fantastic. I think a lot of Brian Bennett fans would have to say that was his shining moment in the Shadows, and it was pretty much the first drum solo he did with the Shadows, and he's done some amount of drum solos since then. But it was on Out of the Shadows, the Shadows' second album, Brian's debut, and just an absolutely fantastic track. It's about 3 minutes long on the original record, but I think he stretched it out till about 11 minutes or something on that final tour, and it was absolutely amazing. I didn't think I'd ever enjoy a drum solo, but it was absolutely amazing. And as I said in the previous poll, I couldn't get anybody to come to that final tour with me. I had 2 tickets for the front row, and nobody wanted to come with me to see the legendary Shadows. And finally, I persuaded a friend to come. And the 2 things he most remembers from the Shadows' last track is one was Let Me Be the One, sung by Bruce, which he thought was great. He said it sounded like a Chaz and Dave song, which I don't agree with. But he remembers that drum solo really well as well. He thought that was absolutely amazing. And yeah, he was right. It was absolutely incredible towards the end of the concert. It was nearly 11 minutes and absolutely amazing Brian Bennett moment. So that's my top 10. I wanted to give Brian a shout out. Absolutely incredible drummer. He's an absolute musical genius. If you listen to some of the work, he did a few pieces for Cliff in the early 70s that I'm not sure whether many people know, but one of my favourite highlights is he did the orchestration on a very underrated Cliff single called Silvery Rain, which was written by Hank Marvin, and he did the orchestration of that single, which is absolutely incredible. And that record also features is made from the Wildcats' Big Jim Sullivan playing classical guitar. So that's a big highlight as well for Cliff fans. And it's very underrated single as well. Brian pretty much produced that record. Absolutely fantastic record. So that was just my just for fun. That was my top 10 Brian Bennett tracks from the Shadows. I'll give them the real quick again. Captain Haddock is Missing, 4th Street, What a Lovely Tune, Colorado, Songbird, Drum Number, Pulaski, French Dressing, Big B, Mountains on the Moon, and Little B. Absolutely fantastic track. So once again, I have to say, if you want to hear more of my videos, press the subscribe and you'll get them instantly when you go onto YouTube. And if not, leave a comment anyway and tell me what tracks I might have left out, because I always, as soon as I upload these, I realised, oh, I forgot that one, or I forgot this one or that one. But yeah, absolutely fantastic musician, and I'm wishing him good health, and I hope we see more from him in the future. Best wishes, Brian, and this was just for fun. If you have any comments, leave them in the section below. If not, thank you and bye.